Good afternoon. You know, people normally get choked up after I speak, so I'm not surprised. I was talking to a gentleman in the back named Thomas who was applauding, commending me on the great service out of BWI Marshall Airport, and he says he flies out of BWI Marshall Airport every time he flies, and the guy's from Philadelphia. So the fact that we're getting, passengers from that far north is just a testament to how well the airport is doing. So again, good afternoon. It's great to be here. I always look forward to having these kinds of conversations or presentations to let you know what's going on with BWI. So I'm going to talk about the role that BWI plays in this ecosystem. BWI Marshall is an ecosystem in and of itself. And then I'll give you an update on some important developments that we have. So first of all, just to kind of set the table, BWI Marshall Airport is one of three responsibilities that lies with the Maryland Aviation Administration. We have another airport over in Middle River, East Baltimore County, called Martin State Airport. Harold is the head of that airport. It's a reliever to BWI. There are about 130 airports across the state, believe it or not. 34 of those airports are public use airports. We regulate those airports and we provide financial assistance to those airports to make sure that they're meeting certain federal and state safety and operational requirements. And then there's BWI Marshall Airport, which is about 85% of all the energy that we spend out of the Maryland Aviation Administration. And so, BWI is an important asset in this region that almost goes without saying. And so hopefully you leave this discussion with a better understanding of what we do. We are a major transportation resource, but beyond that, we are an economic engine. So when you look at how we fit in this entire aviation system, we're the 22nd busiest airport in the country. There are some 3,000 airports in the country. We're the 22nd busiest airport in the country. A lot of people don't know this, but we're also the busiest airport in the National Capital Region. And so those other airports that are south to us that will remain nameless, we are busier than those airports. As a matter of fact, we handle more cargo than those airports. At one point, we handled more cargo than both of those airports combined. We handle over $1.3 billion in cargo. So our traffic for last year was about 23 million passengers. By the end of this year, we'll put COVID behind us because we will surpass 27 million, which is where we were prior to the pandemic. The 1.3 million international passengers that we serve is actually a record for us. Our international program is actually one of the stars in our portfolio as it continues to grow and show promise to grow in the future. And so we're very excited about where the airport is going. And so, our reach, our nonstop reach, gets you to pretty much any significant ecosystem, economic community in the country. With over 90 nonstop destinations, you'd be hard-pressed to find some place in this country that you need to go or that you want to go nonstop, right? And so this is a major economic engine, again, to the region. We get you wherever you need to go, and we get you there efficiently. So airports in any community, it doesn't matter if it's Baltimore or any other community, airports are generally a large or the largest economic driver in that region. We are certainly one of the top 1, 2, or 3 economic engines in this region with over $11.3 billion in economic impact. You'd probably have to go to Fort Meade to find another asset in this region that tops that. There are over 107,000 jobs in this region because of the activities out of BWI Marshall Airport. So imagine taking 107,000 jobs out of our economy. That would be catastrophic, right? And so that's the impact that you're getting from BWI Marshall Airport. So airports are always growing, right? I mean, you go to most airports around the country, they're growing, they're modernizing, they're renovating for whatever reason. Traffic patterns change, airline decisions are made that impact how we're going to use the facility. And so there are always new projects at airports, and that's no different at BWI Marshall Airport. We do have a robust capital program. As a matter of fact, we have the largest capital program today over the next 6 years than we've ever had in the history of the airport. So there's enormous investment in BWI Marshall Airport and Martin State Airport for that matter. Just to talk about some of the projects that are important to us. And so we have this project that we call the AB Connector and Baggage Handling System Project. The project is designed to give Southwest Airlines more capacity. They came to us, and this clock says 0, so I'm sure I haven't been talking for 5 minutes. But anyway, I don't think I've been talking for 5 minutes, but I'll keep going. Southwest came to us a few years ago, and they said, look, you're one of the most important locations in our system. 67% of all their activities come through Baltimore daily. We want to grow, but we can't grow because your baggage handling system doesn't have the capacity. How many of you have been at BWI Marshall Airport and you've had to wait for your luggage? Not everyone has to raise their hand, but I know you do. Well, that's both an inbound and an outbound issue for us. And so this project, this AB Connector and Baggage Handling System project, will create a state-of-the-art system that will vastly expand their capacity to handle baggage, which expands their capacity to operate out of BWI Marshall and offer more flights. And it will also improve the service that we provide you in terms of bag delivery when you come out of the airport. Because we're doing the baggage handling system, it creates a lot of opportunity for us to offer new concession space, expand our restroom. Have you guys heard about the restroom program at the airport? You can raise your hand on that one. There you go. Thank you. I came up with that idea myself. Actually, the guy sitting in front of me came up with that idea, Paul Shank, who's our chief engineer. We will expand that restroom program, and we will also create a connector so that you don't have to walk through the food court when you're trying to get from concourse A to B and you're negotiating all those passengers who are trying to get food. We're going to build a new connector, right? So it's going to be an amazing facility. It will open to the public December of next year, and so we will make sure you all know about it so you can come out and perhaps help us open it. It's about a $425 million project. This is, today, the largest, the biggest, most expensive project in the history of the airport. And so it's important to Southwest, so it's important to us. Southwest Airlines, about 3 years ago, negotiated with us an agreement to develop a new aircraft maintenance facility. Today, in inclement weather, when their employees have to do maintenance on the aircraft, they're doing it in the elements, right? So if it's snowing, they're doing maintenance on the aircraft in the snow. If it's hot like this, they're doing maintenance on the aircraft in the heat. And so they wanted to build the first aircraft maintenance facility on the East Coast at BWI. Now, that's a major development of itself because it's going to introduce maybe another 200 or so jobs. But it also comes with a 30-year commitment to this community. They signed a 30-year agreement for that facility. And so Southwest Airlines, if you love them, or if you love them a lot, you're going to have them for 30 more years in Baltimore. And so we're very excited about that. It will give them the ability to house 3 737 aircraft inside the hangar and another 8 on the apron, again, so that they can do important maintenance activities on those aircraft. What will become the largest project in the history of the airport is this project we call the CD Connector. So today, you can get from concourses A, B, and C without leaving security. You can get from concourses D to E without leaving security. You cannot get from C to D. So the last connection for the airport is the project to connect C and D. That's a major project. It will include a new air traffic control tower. Our current tower is the original tower. It's one of the oldest towers in the country. It has major issues. It also has limitations in terms of how we can expand the facility itself. And so it comes with a new tower, comes with new administrative space for FAA, a new security checkpoint, more baggage handling capacity, and a new in-terminal hotel. Not on-campus hotel, but an in-terminal hotel, okay? And so we're excited about this, and again, this will be the biggest project in the history of the airport. And so there's so much more I could talk about. I could bore you with pavement projects and taxiway improvements and all this kind of stuff, but I won't. I'll leave by saying, by any measure, BWI Marshall Airport is committed to this community. And we are investing in this community. And my chief of staff wants me to say, we fly you there, but we invest here. Did I say it right? That's what she wants me to say. We'll fly you there, but we invest here, okay? So thank you all for supporting BWI Marshall Airport. Hopefully I said something that better informs you. Have a best rest of the day.